away. She was 94, so it was a long life, but my mother in her prime, how can I describe her to you? She was sort of a slightly more intense, a little bit more over-the-top version of Beverly Goldberg. You know, the Jewish mother character on the Goldberg stereotype. You know how Italian mothers are known for like putting plastic over the furniture to keep everything clean? My mother had a better solution. Nobody ever allowed in the living room for any reason. It wasn't a living room, it was a museum. And her favorite exhibit in the museum was a velour chair, green velour with a wooden back on the side, and every piece of velour was brushed exactly the same way, no discolorations, nothing. It was 30 years old and it looked like nobody ever sat in it, because nobody ever sat in it. And one day, my mother's friend Betty came over, and typically the meeting place was the kitchen, and the phone rang. And my mother had a rare moment when she dropped her guard. She was on the phone, and all of a sudden Betty is making her way towards the living room. And not just towards the living room, the chair. And almost as if it was like in a movie, you could see my mother drop the phone and go, no! And she gets there just a little bit too late. And as Betty seen, I hate to describe, Betty was a great lady. She had a personality that was as big as her ass. Okay? And all of a sudden, Betty's sitting down and she's working 300 pounds of ass into this chair. And she's like, oh, Faith, I never noticed this chair was so comfortable. I don't think I ever sat in this before. And my mother's like, no, I don't think I've ever sat in it. And then all of a sudden, she starts to move her back against the wooden side of the chair. And she's like, oh, this part scratches the folds in my back fat. It's great. And she put up her arms and remembered her nickname, Sweaty Betty. And I don't know what the hell that woman had for lunch, but she fired a few rounds of artillery off directly into the cushion of that chair. And my mother's like, no! Finally, Betty left. My mother gets to work. She's got the solutions and the sprays and the cleaners and the brushes and the combs and the tweezers, and she's doing everything she can to try to get this chair looking back to normal. And finally, after 3 days, she came up with the solution. She donated the damn thing to the homeless shelter.